Hi everybody, it's Tim from Tim Wagner Music, and I wanted to do a quick video today. I haven't made one in quite a while here, but one of the things that's been on my mind is, have you ever had a student quit and you had no idea, and they won't tell you, and they just say, oh, we're stopping lessons at the end of the month, or next week is our last lesson, and you go, what? I never saw that coming. Why is that? Well, there's three top reasons here that's probably what's happening. And number one is that as a teacher, a lot of teachers don't understand that if you take a lot of time off and you switch their lessons from one day to another, or you're absent all the time, the student is not going to like that. They want the consistency. They're wondering, okay, I'm paying for these lessons, I'm not receiving. I couldn't tell you how many teachers have worked for me in the past, and I even got a few people right now that just can't seem to figure out how to show up for their lessons, which is to me is mind-blowing here, especially if a teacher doesn't have a lot of students. So, I mean, if you do need to cancel a lesson, you need to reschedule it. But those teachers that constantly just cancel their lessons and never reschedule them and just jerk the student around, that is probably the number one reason I see students stopping their lessons. The second thing is that teachers that are just freaking boring, they have no personality. I've seen it, unfortunately. I've hired a few of these teachers that are incompetent. They come in here, they talk the game in the interview, and they get in the lessons, and they can't teach their way out of a paper bag, and they're just boring. And I see teachers that have been teaching for years and decades, they're still teaching. I don't know how they do it. You think they would, maybe get into a different profession. But that's the number one thing. If you're not engaging with your students and you're not engaging with the parents, that is just the number one thing. You have to be talking to the parents, keeping full communication all the time. You got to be the cool guy. You got to be funny. You have to be something that the student looks forward to every week, and making sure these lessons are fun for these kids. Because if you're just completely inept and you don't have a teaching program, they're not going to want to do it. The third one, which is really nothing that is anybody's fault, but I think it's kind of funny, is that a student will quit because they think it's the teacher's fault, and they're not learning their material, and basically it's because the student is not practicing, and they think it's the teacher's fault. And of course, we all have these students from time to time. I think these people, it's just best to let them go, and unfortunately, let the new teacher go. But sometimes you are the new teacher of these students, and they end up coming to you, and you're like, geez, you're with the other teacher, but you weren't practicing, and you think it's the old teacher's fault. Now I got to try to work with this here. But anyway, unfortunately, you do see those pop up from time to time. So, quick video today. Haven't done one in a while. Anyway, hopefully I help out some teachers out there. So until next time, we'll see you then.